Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to show you the highlights of the FILIPINA PEA interview that we did over 3 years ago now. That live stream was 2.5 hours long, and most people simply don't want to watch a live stream for 2.5 hours. So what I did is take all the highlights and some of the best questions that people and myself asked the FILIPINA PEA. So let's get to know the FILIPINA PEA. Stick around. Okay, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine, and thank you so much for inviting me over.
So I've actually you had messaged me and I checked out your channel, and when I checked out your channel originally, I think you messaged me like 10 days ago, maybe 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think you only had like maybe 100 subscribers, and now you're at like almost 900, or do you have more than that now?
800 and something, 870, I think, when I woke up this morning. Yeah, so, it really brought me a lot of subscribers after my interview with Rike.
For sure. And so hopefully after this live stream, hopefully you'll be at that magical over the 1,000 mark. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first thing I noticed about you is your English. Your English is really good. Did you go to university in the Philippines?
Yeah, I think it's from school, and I love watching Western movies, and I love to read as well. So that's a very big I mean, that's why I speak the way I speak. And yeah, the school has a very big part on my communication skills.
So I think this is true. This is what I've been told, but university or college in the Philippines, it's conducted in English pretty much, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It is.
When I was in even in my preschool, I was sent to a Catholic school. How ironic.
Me too.
And, yeah. So our mode of they were teaching us in English. So it was instilled in me, and I was taught very young, and my father also encouraged me to speak in English.
Wow. Oh, fantastic. And have you ever worked in like a BPO, like in a call center or anything like that, or?
Yes, I did. Couple years back, I did work with BPO in Cebu, also in Leyte and in Baguio City.
Wow. So you've been around the Philippines a little bit, traveled a little.
Yep, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been working with BPO and some sales, and actually I branched into a different industry now. I'm also a trained masseuse. I'm just waiting for my license to come out, and all the lockdown thing happened, so just waiting for licensing.
So how is the lockdown going? Are you bored out of your mind? Are you just ready to travel and do stuff again, or what's the biggest challenge for you?
Well, actually, it has been like what you call it? It's like a blessing in disguise. Well, while I was doing the training for being a masseuse, of course, it has to be. I have to save up for the licensing. So everything happened. Shit hits the fan, and I have to. I have to endure this lockdown. So I was thinking, my thoughts about my channel as what it is now. Why I make use of the time, a lot of time being locked down, writing the contents, and they finally decided to start my YouTube channel. So I'm making use of the time. So yeah, I'm not enjoying the lockdown, but hey, at least I have time to pursue my plans. It's 2 years in the making.
Fantastic. So yeah, this gave you an opportunity to really kind of grow your channel and start it and do videos.
Yeah.
So, yeah, fantastic. So do you watch any vloggers? Like, are there any vloggers that kind of inspire you to?
Yeah, well, actually, to tell you the truth, I've been following you, Rike, even Ned. I was watching Ned's vlogs, his wedding, chicha, and stuff like that. Foreigner in the Philippines. I'm actually drawn into the type of bloggers like you guys catering Westerners and asking their question, how is it like here in the Philippines?
Right.
I'm not really into following the cooking, or I do watch some cooking channels and makeup stuff, but yeah, it's I think I'm intrigued and interested because that's like my uh, I kind of cater also questions. I think I have the answers for some of the foreigners that wanted to be an expat here or wanted to travel Philippines. So at least I think I have an insightful ideas on how to give them the answers they might have, because I am a Filipina. I mean, I lived my life here, and at the same time, I have visited the West, so I can be the the bridge to to
connect.
as a to, yeah, just to bridge the gap.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, awesome. And I've watched your videos, and you're very witty too. So I think a lot of people are gonna like that, or do like that. So
Thanks.
do you have like a bunch of ideas in your head? Do you think you'll ever do like travel stuff, like, hey, I'm gonna go here, and you'll do like an adventure, or do you think you'll stick to kind of the format that you're doing?
Oh, actually, I have a lot of ideas there. God, as I said, it's 2 years in the making, and I just started to. Well, I actually started writing them my ideas. I wanted to branch out, going out, interviewing people to give other people. I mean, to give the viewers of what is it like really in the real world. So that's also one thing I have came across, that I realized that setting up a YouTube channel can be expensive as it is, because of course I have to provide. I mean, I have to think about mic or a newer equipment and stuff like that. So I wasn't I didn't expect to actually make a PayPal donation button there. So at least if other people wants to invest and see better work in the future, I really appreciate any help I can get. And I'm kind of a perfectionist in a way, because I wanted to produce something that is only the best for the viewers my viewers out there. So when I finally realized, like, oh, I have to buy some props at the background, and then just those tiny bits, and it's kind of piled up. So it was surprising. It can be really expensive having a YouTube channel, and of course going out and see other places to bring your viewers and show them around. Of course, it kind of
Yeah, it does get expensive. Just like the streaming software that I'm using is $240 US a year.
Oh God.
And then the thing that blurs my background, the background is blurred. I mean, that's $30. And then you have your equipment and microphones, and people are constantly sending messages. Good video, but you should get a better microphone, or you should have a better camera. And
I know. And I started with my ideas, my crappy laptop, and a phone. Basically, that's it. And I run to town to buy some background, and I just wanted to make it more professional. And as what you said, I was even thinking about the editing software stuff. I'm using the basic the basic stuff for now. So we'll see.
That's how we all start. So no problem. You prefer Hollywood type American movies?
Because it helps my vocabulary, and I sometimes I feel like I was born in a wrong side of the world, because so it is. I prefer English, and I'm not trying to be I'm not trying to say that I don't like my own culture or whatsoever, but I enjoy watching English movies than Filipino movies. I mean, I've grown up with it. I mean, okay, I lived my life watching it, so it's time to branch out other, other types or other variety that would help me in the long run. Yeah, I love horror movies, but somehow the newer ones are not as scary, unlike the older ones. That's for me. I mean, yeah, like the older, like the Halloween, even The Shining. It's kind of a it's kind of a creepy, but I like it.
Yeah, The Shining is
not really
great.
horror, but for me, but yeah.
Blue Room says, "What is P's position on pineapple on pizza?" The reason he asks is because I hate pineapple on pizza, and
my God,
and every Filipino I've ever met.
Any pineapple on my pizza? No freaking way! It scares the hell out of me. I'm not gonna touch that. Yeah.
I'm surprised. And most Filipinos I meet, they think Alberto's is the best pizza, but I think it's horrible. But I like Yellow Cab or.
Yeah. Well, I don't like Alberto's. I make my own pizza at home. I bought.
Wow.
I have a portable oven, so I just buy the dough and I'll do my own. Yeah, my toppings. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I do it myself.
Awesome. So you like cooking as well?
Yes, I do.
Awesome.
I cook a lot at home. Plus, I was raised to. It's a Filipina thing. If you it's a Filipina thing. Your mother will groom you to know how to cook, to clean, and stuff like that. Plus, I'm the only girl in the family, so I gotta learn how to do it.
So you said you've been to the West. So where have you been?
I lived in a while in the UK, visited Scotland, and travel around Asia as well. So I have a very good, I have observed while I was there. Plus, before traveling to the West, I have already observed the difference because my mom always say, why you complain a lot? Because I said, Mom, I think there's other ways to improve things here in the Philippines, not necessarily to go outside the country to even, it really helped me when I actually see the West, like, oh my God, it worked for them, then why it can't work, for us here?
Yeah.
It's not a science rocket to figure out. I mean, it's just, I think it's just the urge to change. So yeah.
Ideally, would you prefer to stay in the Philippines or live someplace in the West or another country if you had a choice?
Personally, I would love to stay here and travel at the same time, because I wanted to always learn something and see something. So yeah.
So kind of keep this as a home base and then just kind of travel around.
Yeah.
I predict by the end of this live stream, you will have 1,000 subscribers. We'll see.
I hope so, guys. Please support the newbie.
So guys, if you haven't subscribed, go to, it's called The Filipina P, right? The title name.
The Filipina P. The only Filipina P.
The only one. The one and only.
The only one. Sorry, guys. There's only one.
Just a bill, O2, sugar and tomato sauce. Do you like that? Like the spaghetti that's sweetened?
Oh no! Sorry, my co-Filipino. I don't like sweet spaghetti. It's horrible.
Wow, you are unique because most do, right?
It just doesn't make sense to me. Sugar and tomato. I prefer my pasta tomatoey, not sugary.
So you like it like the true Italian style. The way it really should be, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, sugar is not really good for your diet.
No, and the Philippines actually is really on the rise for diabetes, so it's something people should be careful of here. Yeah, so I'm not sure. Did you grow up in the province, or if you're in Leyte, you probably were in the province, huh?
Yes, I grew up in a barrio.
In a barrio, okay. Do you
Yes.
like dried fish and balut? Either one of those?
Balut, no. I'll puke. Dried fish. Yeah, that's my, yeah.
You like dried
I think
fish?
I love dried fish. I know it stinks, but it's an
Baho.
acquired taste. Baho, yeah, it's so baho.
As Carl says, American women have overstepped their bounds and men are foregoing. Yeah. Well, I think you kind of touched on it with one of your videos. I think, what was your one video? Femininity versus feminism?
Feminism. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you guys. I mean, I have heard, as I said, I have a perspicacity on, observation, and I feel bad for those men that are. Well, I've talked to a few friends of mine that are having problems in the West, and I have no problems about feminism or whatsoever. I'm a woman, and there's a reason why there's a roles of men and women. It doesn't need to be a superior or the other one, because we are built uniquely.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't want a man and a woman, be rival or whatsoever, because my main thing is, when you're with someone, it should complement you. Like, it's 50-50. It's not supposed to be a rivalry. Back in a province, I was, oh, you wouldn't believe this. When I was in college, I was a working student. I work at McDonald's, and I'm only paid 22 pesos an hour.
Wow.
22 pesos an hour. It's not even $1. But hey, it helped my education, so I'm not complaining. But looking back, like, I should have asked for more. But
well, I think you will do much, much better once your channel is monetized, and I think you'll probably be on your way soon, probably within the next few days.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
I have to shower in a cold. I have to have a cold shower. I mean, I forgot that I'm a Filipina. We used to do that every day when I was a kid. But, sometimes when there's a hot water and you get used to that one, it's like, oh, God, this is so good. And then when I woke up this morning, I can't even, the power was out.
So Ray wants to know if you're married.
Nope, I'm not married. Never been married, no kids.
Never been married, no kids. All right. Coleman, do you guys like durian? Me personally, I don't like durian. What about you? Do you like durian fruit?
No, I'm sorry. No, I don't. But I like the durian, the processed one, the candies already, sold in the supermarket. I like those. But the durian itself, no. My friend from my workmate before was from Davao, and she always she always bring me something like, I thought we were friends.
Carlos says, Gio, please ask Miss P if she knows of province girls who like to fish and love the jungle life. Well, I think that describes a province girl, right? Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think there'd be plenty, right?
If I know someone, I have friends back on my on my island. So I did know how to fish too. My dad used to bring me to go fishing, and I would say, I'm not saying that province girl can be more handy, because I myself know how to be a handy woman at some time, fixing stuff, and do the kind of stuff, because it's a way of life there. Whereas in the city there are, it's more convenience. So, but hey, it's it's a different way of life.
For sure. This is a really good statement by Carl. I like this. He says, men and women are complementary to one another. In the West, it's pretty much adversarial, unfortunately. I totally agree with that statement, because we're supposed to kind of complement each other and help each other out, and like two pieces of a jigsaw puzzle connecting together. And in the West, we just it's like they want to be the men, and
that's something really I don't understand, because biology, or the way we evolve, that's why there are two sexes, because we have to complement and help survival of the fittest. If we didn't complement each other, I think we're long gone.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly right. So Joe says, P, how long have you been growing your hair?
Oh my God, you don't want to know. Yeah, my hair. Yeah, let me show you guys my hair. It's really that.
Oh wow, it is long.
Yep, it is down to my bum. It took me. Oh God, when was the last time I cut my hair? I think that was way back in 2017. Just a little trim, but I've always liked my hair long. And there's only one major happening in my life that I have to cut it short. Of course, all girls have gone through this, a very hard breakup, and I was in college and I have to cut it short like that there. So it took me, since then I didn't do that again. It's just being part of puppy love that I thought it's the one, but not really. It's not always puppies and rainbows all the time and unicorn and stuff. So
that's right.
I've been there. I see the world differently before. When I was younger.
Do you want to continue to grow your hair, or do you think it's long enough?
Oh, I'm continuing to grow my hair. Not to the point that it will, grow very long that I will be stepping on it. But yeah, I want it to be past my bum area.
Oh, okay. The fairy
tale. And I think it's very sexy. I don't know. I mean, you guys be the judge. Some people was asking me, or me, my mom was jokingly, why don't you sell your hair? Like, cut it and sell it. Like, no, thank you. It takes a lot of time and effort to grow it. And I love my hair. Although it kind of costs a lot for conditioner, the girly stuff.
I would guess you clog up the drain a lot with your hair.
Yeah. I'm shedding every day. It's like, oh my God, my hair is everywhere in my bed and on the floor, especially in the shower area. There's a lot of them.
So Texas says, I may have missed it. Is P in Leyte? I'll let you answer that.
Is P in Leyte? No, I'm not in Leyte. I am from Leyte. I'm here in Negros Oriental now.
Do you like this location? Do you prefer to stay living here?
Oh yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Specifically Valencia because of the cooler weather, and it also brings back memories when I was a child, where I used to live, like trees and nature and stuff. So I kind of miss that. Plus, if you were I lived in Cebu, and God, it's kind of suffocating with the thick smoke, and you guys know what I mean.
Yep.
Yeah, I just wanted to go back and shower. Go take a shower after an hour walking in Cebu. So yeah, it's kind of hot.
Yeah, for sure.
Hot and polluted.
Okay, so William says, heard a lot of comments that girls like the economic security of Western men. Is that a general comment, or where the girls are located, farm versus city? What do you think? Do most Filipinas, is one of the main attractions just being financially secure and being able to take care of being taken care of and their family being taken care of, or?
I would say not necessarily, because not just Filipina, all females all over the world wanted security. It's just not Filipinas. I think even in your countries, it's like, in my honest opinion, some people might not admit that, but it's like one of the qualities. For you guys, you have like a checklist, like attractive girl, this and that, wifely material. Same with women. We have some some qualifications as well. We have a list, a guy that would take care of us, that is not going to, just to leave us, be responsible enough to take care of me and the family that we're going to build. So those are the basic requirements of any female, I would say.
Yeah, I totally agree. A girl in the West, if she has a choice of dating a guy or marrying a guy who's working at McDonald's making a very small wage, or a guy who's a doctor making a high wage, they want financial security. So no different anywhere.
I hate to say this, they might be like a hierarchy of of men, even during the old days, like in the cave era. So we evolved, like female would be really attracted to someone that can hunt, that can provide. I don't suppose that women would like to rather date someone that's jobless, that hit women, and those kind of stuff. So let's be honest, and hey, that's the way it is.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm glad you're honest about it, because a lot of girls don't like to say it, but I don't think it makes a girl a bad person by saying that. It's just
I know. I mean, they are very afraid to admit that, and I don't see any problems of just making it transparent. At least we are both in the same page. This is my requirements, that's your requirements, and if we match, then hurrah, we got a match, folks.
Exactly. So I'm glad you're very honest like that. So I think that will help your channel a lot too. Roy wants to know what countries you have been to.
Yeah, I lived in the UK, visited Scotland, some Asian countries, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand. I've been around. Yeah.
You're well traveled. Okay. William wants to know, what was your major in college?
Oh, yeah. My major in college was business. I took a business course, management accounting.
Marley says, "Hey Gio, just checking in. Congrats on your 50th live stream. Filipina P, you have a good personality and a good vibration."
Vibration! Good. I love I love the word.
He wants to know if you're single.
Thanks a lot, Marley.
If you want to answer, are you single? He says.
I'm currently dating, but I'm not married. So yeah.
Okay. There you go. How many girls in the Philippines actually have a bachelor's degree? Again, I don't know. I don't know that number. I don't think you do either, but I think there's a lot that go to school.
There actually would say a lot of Filipinas are educated here in the Philippines because it's going to school is like a status thing here too, and there are more females that have bachelor's degree than males, I would say. So yeah, because when I was in school, there are more of us, more females than guys. Imagine there are 30 girls to 15 or lower than that in my class at one point. Yeah,
I've noticed that.
But yeah, there are a lot. There are a lot of Filipinas that has bachelor's degree.
Yeah, and I tend to see more Filipinas in school than I do guys. So Daryl says, women with long hair is definitely part of her being feminine. Also, what do you think of Filipinas using whitening products to lighten your skin?
Well, again, it is the where the whitening stuff craze. I mean, the crave for it from the Filipinas perspective. It is because of the Spanish influence. This is how, for me, this is because of the Spanish influence. Plus, it's a status thing here. If you're lighter, you're kind of well off, or you're from a from a rich family. And if you're darker, most likely you're a daughter of a farmer or a fisherman. So it's more of a status thing. Plus, the Spaniards before, they called Filipinos Indios. When you're dark, they're like, there's three status of Filipinos at that time. The Ilustrados were, the higher, and the Indios to be like the commoners and the middle class. So I think it's also because of the media. what they're trying to push. Like this is the standard beauty. And I hate to say this, that generations or the girls looking at these ads and these billboards saying like, oh, I should look like her to be beautiful. And most local guys preferred lighter skin, because that's the thing. For local guys, they like lighter skin. For a Westerner, oh my God, tan is like hallelujah. You're my dream girl.
Yeah.
And I don't. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of advantage of having a tan skin. It's like free from nature, lesser. Yeah, you don't get skin cancer if you go under the sun for a long time. But yeah, it's the thing here. It's mostly the media, the history, and combined with what they're showing in TV, what beauty is, the standard of beauty.
Right. And I know a lot of people also contribute it to, if you have darker skin, they think that you're poorer, like working as a farmer or working construction.
Yeah, it's a status thing.
Yeah, for sure.
No matter what your size, if you're lighter, they think somehow you're attractive. It's just that somehow I don't understand. And I'll tell you a story. When I was younger, I was dark, well, because that's my natural color, and I'm slimmer. And my boyfriend at that time was cheating on me on another Filipina who were a little big, which is a common thing. It's not really a big thing here, but she is white. Fair. So okay, so that's at that time I have a realization that okay, so I'm not gonna change myself for you. So if you don't like my color, then so be it. He did me a favor.
Yeah, right. Yeah, at least you know what kind of guy he is. So Kent says, do Filipinos fall in love and stay with a guy no matter what, or do they look for a better deal like a lot of Western women? I would imagine it varies.
It depends on the situation. I think, I would say if you guys have built a solid foundation that is unbreakable, no matter what happens, if you guys are in the same page, I think Filipinas would stay, or any female in general.
Right.
But again, there's this the way females evolve with hypergamy. Some Filipinas or some females can't help it. They don't even know they're doing it. It's always like looking into the greener pasture. So blame it to the evolution and blame it to how we turned out to be. But I would say if you have a solid foundation, then it's unbreakable. Then no matter what happen, any disaster, just like a house. So you really have to build a solid foundation with your partner, regardless of the nationality. I think it's a female thing. I've been reading this research stuff that females in general have the tendency to be hypergamous.
Yeah, like I was saying, I think by the end of this live stream, Filipina will be at 1 case on subs. I think
hope
so too.
So, guys.
At least, a lot of people will watch the replay of this, so it may happen by the end of the day. We'll see here. So here's another question, just to Bill 02. So would taking classes be a good way to meet women? Taking classes. Yeah, for sure, right? You can meet if you're looking for like a foreigner to take classes, like at a university. Like I have a friend who here at Silliman took photography lessons, took a photography class, and he met his girlfriend that way. So what do you think?
Yeah, that's a way too. But honestly, guys, if you want to meet someone, just be here. Actually, just go to the mall, go to coffee shop, to the grocery.
It's not hard, right?
If you want to meet someone, I don't want to say that Filipinas are easy or something. No, this is one thing I have observed. Just walking in the mall in Ayala or SM, people meet there. Even just it's a casual say hi and hello, and just be here. Even in the airport, girls will start hitting on you. Yeah, just saying the truth. Just be here. Just go to the mall. If you're looking for a more religious woman, go to the church.
Yeah, that's a great idea too.
Saying.
It's not that hard. It really isn't that hard. So.
No, it's not. Plus, you guys are a hottest commodity here. for some girl.
For some, yeah. I've met a lot of Filipinos who don't like foreigners, who don't want to date foreigners too. Actually.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know some
before too.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was younger, my mom was just jokingly something like, "Hey, with your kind of attitude about always." Not always, well, she said that I'll always complain about things like, foreigners. I would say, my mom said, but why don't you date a foreigner? And this was when I was like, what, 18, 19? I was like, Mom, I mean, what the hell? But she was just jokingly. It's like, yeah, and I found out when I start, when I met my first foreigner boyfriend, I learned a lot of things and tried, it kind of opened up my eyes on how are the things there. And actually the stuff that I was noticing here wasn't really about being complaining Filipina. It was actually works in the other part of the world. So yeah.
So Travel Life, he's just subscribed to your channel, so I'm sure. Thank you for that. And he said you worked in a BPO. What was the local account, or was it a local account or international? Where you talked to? Was it like an American company, or did you local or?
Oh yeah, it was an American company. Why do you think my English, been this good? Because I'm talking to Americans like almost 10 hours a day. Yeah, I had to practice.
And
even just over the phone and how they feel and stuff like that. So it did, help me a lot understand Westerners more and how they, what are the things that frustrate them, and how would they react in a certain way on a certain matter and stuff like that.
William wants to know, what do you think about being a girlfriend versus marriage? Do you want marriage someday?
That's in the future, maybe not immediate plans. Of course, as I said before, I love my freedom, and I wanted to see what the world has to offer. And of course, I'm looking. I have short-term plans and long-term plans. So I wanted to be,
Yeah.
It's in the future. But hey, we only live once, and live life to the fullest.
Yeah, I agree. Enjoy your single life, and then when you're ready,
Yeah.
The one thing about Leyte, I always tell people, if you want to live there, or Samar, is it does get hit by typhoons a lot. So
I know. I was there during the typhoon Ayan or Yolanda. Yeah, Yolanda. I was even filming. It's like, oh my God, the roof of our house just flying. That was horrible.
Yeah, that is.
And where I live was the mass grave, just like, a few steps away from our house. And I was like charging my phone in that center, because that's the only charging station that the government provides to us. And there's like rows of dead people here. And then that's the first time I've seen a lot of dead bodies. And that was really horrifying.
Stan says, what does P think about large age differences in couples in the Philippines? What do you personally think about that?
Yeah, because most people are kind of get misunderstood when they see a young Filipino with a foreigner. I would tell you guys honestly, from a Filipino's perspective, that doesn't really matter here. It's not of a big deal. I mean, unlike if it's a local guy and a local Filipina, I would say honestly that people might think that's kind of weird. But when it's a foreigner, it's okay. It is. It doesn't really matter. For me personally, if you have a chemistry, if you click, if you bond together, age is just a number. It's always about the chemistry and how you get along, because there are some people that are young but very matured, the way they think. I think I consider myself the same way too. So yeah, it doesn't really, you won't get judged if you are here with a younger, with, if there's a significant age gap. No, as long as your intentions and you guys are both in the same page, then I don't see any problem.
Cebuana Twin Mom, the problem nowadays is a lot of Filipinos that are very, very young go online and pretend they are mature enough, but the truth is they only wanted to get out of the Philippines. I don't blame them, though. What do you think?
Yeah, it's because about the the technology. There's phones, smartphones. It's like more easy for Filipinas to be online nowadays, and there's been a problem like that they just want to go out in the Philippines, but most of them still looks for looking for a partner. So yeah. And I think it's not just in the Philippines. Other countries as well. There are women there that are pretending to be old enough to get out of their country, or to meet someone. So it's not really just here in the Philippines. It's worldwide.
Yeah. By the way, I put on my Facebook the other day, I put up an old movie, an 80s movie, and you recognized it. You actually watched that 80s movie?
Yeah, I love the movie.
Wow.
And even what is lots of 80s stuff. I think the 80s is like the golden age for music industry, movie industry, because it's like bam bam bam, lots of good stuff coming out from here.
I agree.
Misery, I've seen that movie, I watched that movie. Mice and Men, oh my god, I cried. Oh my goodness, it was really, that was sad. Lenny, tell me, George, tell me about the rabbits. Rabbits.
You got an accent. You got the accent and everything down. Okay, so at Rika and Gio, do you think Filipinas get serious and attached very early when you start getting to know them? Me personally, I think relationships do tend to move faster here than in the West. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think relationships move fast here?
Oh, it's not just Filipinas. I think if you get attached and if you have the connection that you have found with someone, it's not just Filipinas get attached to someone, even though at the a very early stage. But here, since we have the craving of the attention that we don't usually get from a local guy, for a Westerner, it can be, it can be very fast. But just know that their heart is probably in the right place. So but it's still best to know her, try to know her and live with her at least your couple, a significant time to know each other's those tiny details that you might find annoying with each other. You just have to find out. You have to spend enough time with a person before going on doing having a big life changing decision. I think it's always the best way to go.
Cebuana says age gap can be a problem too, P. Please be honest. What do you think? Do you think it's can be a problem? I mean, what about, for example, let's say a girl's 20 and the guy is like 65. I mean, okay, so she turns 30. She's still young and vibrant and active, and all of a sudden he's now 75 and he can't really get around, and so they can't really do the things that they used to enjoy together when he was younger. Do you think that? Do you think age is a problem then?
I mean, in every relationship, there are gonna be some, bumps in the road. But that, I'm not generalizing. That can be a very that can be a problem when it comes to age gap, because there are let's say if a Filipino is too young and then they still have this a childish attitude. I'm not saying like everyone has that. So they can have a disagreement on something, but there's no other, I mean, the best way to resolve that is actually communication, regardless of it can be a problem. Yes. I, yeah, I'm agreeing with that. It can be a problem, but if you actually talk through and then be honest to each other, and what are the things that actually you guys are arguing about, or something that you don't like, then the communication channel should start discussing that kind of problem so it can be avoided in the future.
So think about if you have a 15, 20, or 30-year age gap and you come to the Western side, believe me, it's a big deal.
Yes, it can be, because especially for Filipinas, that can be it can be a culture shock, massive culture shock. But yeah, you just have to prepare and actually just give your Filipinas pointers on what to expect in the West, and yeah, that would help her a lot.
So what do you think about as far as gossip in the Philippines? That can be problematic too. Do you think a lot of Filipinos?
True. Yeah. In the Philippines, oh my God, that is chismis, juicy chismis from the other, your neighbors and stuff like that. That's their pastime. Since Filipinos are not too busy, especially the lockdown. Not even before the lockdown, it's like, I guess that's a national sport. It's one of those things that I'm not proud about the culture, but it is happening. I think everywhere else in the world, they like to talk about things that happening in your neighbor. They kind of feast on the chismis. They kind of feast on someone else's misfortune, I guess. Right. So yeah, this is a personal experience. I have a friend who was they met when she was 19, and the guy was around in his 60s. That's a significant age gap, and they managed to work it out. They're still together, happily married. So yeah, it's a successful story.
Yeah, I know a lot of large age gap relationships here, and they're successful. So it certainly can work. Yeah, question, but
yeah, it's like a national. No, it's like a necessity thing. It's like an extension of their body. Yeah. Personally, yeah, it's like an extension. Like you woke up with the phone and then you sleep with the phone. I mean, it depends on what type of woman she is. I mean, for me personally, I love my family, but I don't talk to them every day because we're gonna run out of things to talk. I mean, hi and hello and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a very common culture here in the Philippines that strong family bond. Yeah, younger girls can tend to be hooked with their cell phone. So
yeah, for sure. But I think it's not only Filipinas. A lot of people. Yeah, for me, it was always a major turnoff on a date or a first date, especially if somebody picks up their cell phone.
I have the same thing too. When I go on a date, no phone, because how would you are going on a date to know someone, not to text someone or to text other people. You have to engage. That's the one thing of disadvantage of technology, is because now we rely on phones on everything. We actually kind of lose the time into actually communicating with people. But it is it's like a rule for me. When I meet someone, when I date someone, or when just going out with someone, friends or family or something like that, there's no, phone should be a no-no. Yep. We have to have like a human conversation. It's like my number one rule, especially when dating.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
So Geo, with technology directed to P, is technology a double-edged sword? Will this change attitudes of young Filipinos towards men? Expectations more like Western women. Do you think Filipinos will be more influenced by having technology and being in contact with the West more with technology? Do you think that'll change the attitudes of Filipinos?
That can be. It's like a tool that is now available for Filipinas. Like before, like 20 years, 30 years ago, Filipinas look for their partner via pen pal. Like they write the letter. Just like from my personal experience, my aunt was married from just writing. From the pen pal thing, the thing from the newspaper, they were looking for pen pals and stuff. But now it's more of a, since the technology, it's more available for Filipinas. And I think it's just not Filipinas; it's everywhere. But in here, Filipinas are actually seeing the world in a different way through the gadgets.
For sure.
But since I think culture-wise, the culture is still instilled in us. It might change, but that can be also, that can play a part too because of the technology.
Yeah, absolutely. Would you ever sign for you or Filipinos? Do you think they would ever sign a prenup before marriage?
I would personally.
Mm-hmm.
And also I know someone personally that did that, because for us, although it's culturally we don't have that, but by the way, guys, prenup here is recognized in the Philippine government more so than we actually have concrete laws about the prenuptial. But hey, I would say Filipinos would sign a prenup, no problem. They wouldn't even question, like, you don't trust me or something. Some might question that, but most Filipinos would. It's also a way for us to prove our worth. Like, we're not just after your asset, we just want you. So we don't have a problem. It's not a big deal for us. But the prenup and prenuptial agreement.
So he says, why is English so well spoken in the Philippines? Is it taught in school? I'll let you answer that.
Yes, it is our second language. It's taught in school. That's how our teachers teach us, because there are a lot of things that you should teach in English, because how would you translate math or science terms into Tagalog? That would drive you nuts. So it is taught in English. And also during the American occupancy in the Philippines, that's a big part of our culture. That's when it's funny because Spaniards were here over 300 years occupancy in the Philippines, and we have some parts of the Philippines that still speak Spanish, but it never been our second language. Why? Because Spaniards doesn't want us to learn Spanish during their time. It's also a status thing. If you're rich, you can go to school, and they can send you to Madrid to study. But no, the good thing about the American occupancy is they actually help the education system in the Philippines, and also our constitution was, it derived from the American Constitution. That's the big difference. The Spaniards didn't want us to learn their language, so they can, I would say they can, and actually Americans did help us, get education, and that's when it is taught in school.
A 6-year-old guy might not want to have more children. That could be a big problem. So that can be a major problem, not really regarding age so much, but just at his point in life, maybe he's already had kids and he's done, or maybe he's at a vasectomy or something and he can't have kids. So that can be a problem, right?
Yeah, that I totally agree. I don't blame the guy if they, at that certain age, that if they don't want to have more children. But the thing is, you just have to be honest when you're just dating and knowing someone, that, as I said, we have requirements, and a guy has certain requirements in looking for a mate. Same with women, and just show the cards, and if you guys have a mutual agreement, then great. And then if in the long run, and she said, you didn't want, I thought you're gonna change your mind. No, ladies, I would say to you, just being honest. Don't try to change a man. That's not how it should be. You should be consistent on what you agreed to. That's why, that's always the best way to go. Be honest. And be honest to your partner too. If you want kids in the future, then you should be looking somewhere else. So there shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, because I know. I've heard this a lot of times that if he loves me, he's gonna give what I want, and he would reconsider. Have you also asked yourself, if you love him, you would respect his wishes? And in the first place, he didn't lie about it. He actually told you
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't want kids. Simple as that.
Yeah, very true. Be open with each other.
Offloads at the airport. Do you think it would be helpful when she applied for passport? Also get her one with parent to do short trips to get stamps. Actually, before you even travel in the first place, especially if you're going outside the country, passport is a must. You can't travel without it. And I would say, oh God, sometimes it's really the problem with the Filipinos. Sometimes our co-Filipinos are the one that giving us a problem. But just present all the necessary documents. Let's say, for example, she's going to an Asian country that doesn't need a visa, visa, or it requires a visa on arrival. So what I did, like last time when I traveled alone going to Malaysia, well, I already have some stamps before. So just present all the necessary documents. You have a return ticket and also the proof of accommodation and some spending money. And I mean, it depends on what the kind of trip they're going to do. I think if it also help if there's a parent, yeah. And short trips, yeah, it can also help for her to avoid being offloaded. So just I would suggest when they go through immigration officer, they just have to be confident and speak truthfully that what is the purpose of your trip, show necessary documents, and yeah, everything should be fine.
Is it easier to travel if you travel with a foreigner? Should you have proof of
proof of relationship, because our government is actually trying to protect especially women from illegal human trafficking and stuff like that. So when you're traveling with foreigner, you have to prove that you guys know each other, you are together, show them some pictures. Yeah, show some pictures and conversations that you guys are together. So that should be suffice.
Paige, however, I have noticed that the more educated and independent, the age gap is not as common. I would agree to that too. I think province girls are probably more open to the age gap versus very educated, successful women working in the cities like Manila, perhaps. I don't know. What do you think? Maybe, or?
Well, for more educated and independent, the age gap is not as common. Yeah, because let me see. Because they're more career driven and have a lot of time to actually thought about dating foreigner. They have a specific goal or a specific department that they actually trying to reach. So, yeah.
Lou says, with some age gap, how do children come into play? If she is young, she will probably want children. If she has children, how does your family normally work? Well, I think you kind of already answered this. A girl shouldn't be with a guy. If she wants kids and he's at an age where he can't have kids anymore or doesn't want kids, then realistically, she shouldn't be trying to change them or settling with that guy, right?
It's a recipe for disaster if you try to change someone. And just basically with the girls too. I mean, I usually believe that people don't usually change. You just gain more maturity as you age and become wiser. But at a certain point of your life, you would say, like, this is me. You decide what you want. You know what you want, and just be honest about it. You have to be honest about it.
Larry says, P, is privacy an issue that you looked at before starting your channel? Would you ever meet a viewer? So many guys here want to date you.
Oh, yeah. Privacy is a big thing for me. I wanted my personal information to be private. Yep. I know some people would say, oh, well, you put up put yourself out there to be public figure. No, it has to have boundaries too. So, yeah.
For sure. That's the thing that is kind of hard sometimes. People ask some very personal questions once you're a vlogger or out in the limelight a little bit, and it's questions that nobody would ever ask anybody normally. Like you wouldn't ask.
No.
So I don't know why. So it's like they want to know exactly where you live, like what street, and it's like, well, why do you need to know the street that I live? And they want to know just all kinds of personal information. So, yeah.
I think it's kind of scary too. It's like you don't ask people that if you're just, walking in the bowl. Hey, which street you live in? So, you don't do. Come on, you guys, don't do that.
Yep. Sean, short poem. Miss P, I love your eyes. Please don't abandon me in an ocean of cries. Wow, you got your own poem.
Oh my God. Thanks, Sean. Sean Pierre.
Jean-Pierre Dijon. Very French.
Yep.
Hey, Gio, can you get her bio? I think she already said she's from Leyte. She lives in Negros. She's traveled around, so I think she kind of said that. Oh, here we go. Here's another poem for you. Let me caress your hair, spending our lives without a care. Wow. See, this is what you'll get when you're vlogging. So, Steve says, prenup a must if you are going to marry. You can always set up accounts or funds for your gal. Always smart to protect yourself. It is a dead document unless you're financially attacked.
Yep, I agree. And there's nothing wrong trying to protect yourself, especially financially, because whatever you earned, that's from your hard work, and you can't just say like it's so unfair that just being married to someone like they are already entitled to 50% of that. That's kind of I work hard for this. I think I have all the right to enjoy however I want to do with my money. So I totally I don't see it as an offensive thing if if my partner would say that I want to protect myself, not because I don't trust you or I don't love you. I think I would do the same thing if I have been, just like in the West, I've been attacked, and most divorce courts are, stacked against the man. So that's not really a good deal for them. And regardless whoever called the divorce, whoever initiated it, it's just so unfair. That's always about the female. Protect the female. I know that we always have to do that. I mean, there should set boundaries to that, because men is actually, they are it's their money.
Yeah.
Like, how would you feel? Like, let's reverse that. How would they feel if they're getting, let's say, you guys are just divorced, and then you're going to get half of her asset that she worked hard for. Somehow when it comes to men, it's fine because you're tough, you can work. But somehow if it's a female, it's okay because she's a woman and you have to. I believe in equality.
Up to you if you want to answer it or not. Killy McGee says, hopefully this isn't too much, so let me know. But is Miss P in an age gap relationship? So I guess he wants to know if the guy you're dating, is it an age gap? If you want to share, you don't have to.
Yeah, sure. We have a significant age gap. I'm in my 20s. My boyfriend is in his 50s. See, sure. I practice what I preach.
Thank you for answering that. What do you think about bringing Panay back to the USA? Do you think that will change her or not? Both your ideas. Me personally, I think so, but I don't know. What about you? What do you think?
Perspective, to be brutally honest, it's not really a good idea to do that. Because somehow, I know Filipinas are feminine, they love you, but somehow it's a culture shock. They'll be exposed. I'm not saying they're going to be, somehow they might be corrupted, but they would see other the possibilities in the West. I'm not generalizing because I have friends and families that live in the U.S. right now with their foreign partners, but it's a big risk that you're taking, and you have to realize that. And as I said, being a female, having the tend to be hypergamous.
Yep.
Somehow, if they see a better shiny toy on the shelf, somehow they would see that this isn't working. Somehow they just see something annoying about you that they didn't realize before when you're living in the Philippines. This is true, guys. I mean, I'm not generalizing. So, yeah.
San Juan Davila says, "Oh my God, Miss P, get ready for the hate comments. Your last video pushes the truth more than most want to admit. You're good. Your honesty is going to change the game."
Oh yeah, I have prepared myself.
Have you got any hate comments yet, or nasty comments, or hasn't come yet?
Oh yeah, even with before, even in my first video, just your Filipina really love you. They are narrowing into some of the bits, or they're nitpicking of the things I said. It's like, please don't put words on. I mean, don't put words on my mouth, because that's not what I said. And I already expect this. It's gonna be local females that are trying to drag me down. I don't know. It's a thing here. They don't want to see you succeed.
I think it's jealousy, envy, maybe. You know what they say, the old saying, misery loves company. So if somebody's miserable, they want to see you miserable. They don't, it's true. It's a lot of people don't want to succeed. They don't want to see you succeed. So just keep at it and don't worry about it. Yeah.
I cannot prepared myself for that, because even before I started my channel, so I have prepared myself for the possibility of being the villain.
Yeah, you'll probably my guess is you'll probably get more negative comments from other Filipinas than you probably would from Westerners and stuff, is my guess.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for the super chat. Last thing I want is to bring my young Filipino wife to the U.S. and risk her becoming Westernized. So a lot of guys
wise.
a lot of guys feel like that. So
yeah, and I don't blame you guys. I mean, just be realistic. And some girls might be like, they didn't realize that they have that kind of freedom here in the Philippines. And once they have a grasp or a better understanding about the West, there's a chance that they're gonna be Westernized or be corrupted by modern feminism and stuff like that. So yeah.
Well, Ed says, do you think it's selfish for a guy over 50 to go with a girl under 20? The guy's taking away a piece of the girl's life that she will never get back, making a deal with the devil. She's making a deal.
I don't think it's a selfish thing, because as I said, it takes two to tango. I mean, you agreed into, dating an older guy. So taking away a piece of girl's life that she'll never get back. As I said, be honest. If you guys have a different long-term plans, then just be honest from the start, so you guys don't. We have to avoid saying that, oh, I wasted my younger years with you, and now you're saying you don't want kids. Like, lady, you know that in the first place.
Right.
With an example.
P should be aware that there are a lot of desperate guys who will be reaching out to her. These chats are full of them. Separating reality from fantasy might be tough for a lot of them. Be prepared. I think she's probably already discovering through the comments on her videos, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Steve says, hey, P, love your channel. You have 980 subscribers now. It would be great to see you go over 1,000 before this live cast ends. I think she's going to be there.
Yeah, I hope so too. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah. Some guy in his 50s snagged P. Maybe there's hope after all. There's hope for everyone. Philippines is still a fantastic place. For me personally, I always say Filipinos are the best. And for me, the Philippines is not the ideal place where I want to live, but a Filipina is the ideal person that I want to be with. So, how to tell if a Panay is truly interested in you and not just for money? Well, I don't think it's that different than being in the West. What do you think? What kind of things should you look for?
That's a tricky question because you really have to be spending time with that person. That's the number one that you have to do is spend time with the person, so you can actually judge in person rather than just chatting. So you will learn little things that actually would give you a lot of answers in the future, like the way she carries herself around you, or when you start meeting her friends and family, you would see how she is, if she's being consistent or if she's doing something. And also try to check the Facebook account just in case.
There you go.
So yeah.
Okay, so somebody keep a watch and keep an eye out. Let's wait till she gets 1,000, and then we can officially end my 50th live stream, Filipina P, and then we'll end it. Okay, so somebody keep an eye and see when she gets to 1,000. It should be pretty quick. Well, this guy says he's holding out to be number 1,000. And actually, let's see. Oh, bingo! You are at 1,000. Everybody, round of applause for the Filipina P. She has made it to 1,000. Now we just need to get her to the 4,000 watch hours. I think that will come really quick, though. So, Blue Room, thank you for the super chat. Thank you guys for watching us today, and we will call it a day because she is now officially there. So we just need her watch hours, but that's not going to happen while we're live streaming because that could be like another 24 hours or so. So anyway,
awesome. Thank you so